Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Thursday night, and we are ready to get into another one. And the one we're getting into tonight is, of course, we are talking all things Madam Web. And, of course, the two I'm talking about it with are the two best in the business. What's up tonight, Fandom D Saint? How we doing?
Yo, how we doing, DJ? People, is this even a movie? What are we even doing here?
What are we
What
even
are we
doing here?
talking about?
That's what we're about to figure out. What are we doing here? What are we talking about? And we talking about it with the one, the only, AK Ben. How we doing tonight?
I am all right. I'm all right. Yes, I've chosen that name this evening because Azkaban. This whole movie is sentenced to Azkaban.
Oh, I just love your nail. You just got canceled right up the middle. Just look and listen to this. This is what it is, people. What is happening? Oh my God. But we're gonna talk about it. Madam Web. I mean, right out the gate, I was confused. Like, is this ain't a Marvel movie? Because I thought it was a Sony production.
I mean, that's what the opening credits was saying. Sony. Then it went to Columbia Pictures. So I'm like, I guess these are the same people that brought us that other Matt. Actually, no. I think this movie made me appreciate Morbius now. Morbius ain't bad.
I thought Morbius wasn't that bad the first time around, but again, when you go in and it's movies just panned and ripped, and you're expecting the absolute worst, like I was with this movie, then once I watch it, it's like, okay. I love when I hear a movie so horrible, like that sets the tone to be able to.
At least when they marketed Morbius, I was expecting a man who's gonna have some abilities of a freaking vampire. This one, however, they marketed these three chicks that are gonna have like superpowers throughout the damn film, and that doesn't even happen. That's like all the way in the damn future.
Oh yeah,
he's like 10-year-olds.
You did not get much. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, and just nuts. Like going back and trying to kill a baby Thanos. Like you can go back and kill these little girls before they do. I mean, we were going to talk about some things, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, that whole premise is freaking jank.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. It was funny. Like it started out with the Marvel opening, but you couldn't make out any of the figures in the Marvel opening. Like it was just a bunch of random comic scenes. Like they didn't really seem to want this movie tying in with anything Marvel.
No, absolutely not. It's barely even tied in with the Sony version of Marvel. Like it literally stands nowhere.
It was just crazy to me. Like that once I couldn't even make out any of the pictures inside the Marvel like you usually do. That I don't know. Right at the gate, I was just like, this is a little off. So yeah, they just set the tone that way before you even got started. And before we go in on this film, I just like to say like how much I appreciate like how awful I heard it was before watching. Because like hearing it is so bad lowered my expectations so far down. I actually didn't hate this movie by the time I watched it. I'm not gonna say I liked it or it was a good movie, but I didn't hate. I wasn't disgusted. I wasted my time afterwards.
I knew it was gonna bomb. First they said, "Oh, we're gonna do a Madam Web movie." I'm like, "Who asked for that?" But I'm like, "All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt." Then I'm hearing all this left and right, the plot. I'm like, again, who asked for this? When they did test screenings, did like the people in the audience like warn them, like, you're gonna waste your damn money here? Do something else.
Insane.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of worried when Craven comes out now.
You're only just now starting to worry?
I had hope. When I saw the trailer, I was like, it's looking good until I saw like Rhino. But still then I was like, I was saying, okay, at least give me a 7 out of 10 film. That's how it was looking, especially when they said it's gonna be rated R. Now I'm like, eh.
And do I want to see Aaron Taylor Thomas back in the Marvel gang? Yes, the MCU side of that specifically. He was great playing Pietro. For Craven, what you'll find out is the way they're setting that character up is literally nothing to do with how he originally is. He's not a superhero. He's not even being like a supervillain. That's just not what he is. It's absurd how they, and it does have ties to this, I think, because it's the same kind of setup. This is not how this thing is supposed to go at all with any of these characters. It's absurd.
Where do you rank where you rank in Marvel? What are your bottom 3 Marvel films?
Bottom 3, which Marvel? Fox, MCU, or Sony Marvel?
The MCU, the Marvel Universe.
You,
I mean, are we putting this in with it?
no, this is not MCU at all. Matter of fact, Dakota Johnson, she was under the impression that it was actually connected to the
Yeah.
grander
they all were.
MCU, but she was not. She found out, sadly, once she started filming, that was not the case. And a week after this thing premiered, she completely dropped her talent agency
Yeah, I heard about that.
because that bullshit. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
I bet that's how they either pitched it, or as they got
That's
there,
exactly
she
how they
probably
pitched it.
like, oh, I can't wait to be an MCU, and they all looked at each other and like, yo, we're not gonna tell her a damn thing. We got a lock contract. Don't say anything.
Oh yeah,
The
I heard
exact
there were a
same
bunch-
thing happened with Matt Smith in Morbius. He thought he was also going MCU proper.
I heard there were a bunch of rewrites, but you just can't help wonder if it made it better or worse. Like, could it have
It made it
possibly been worse?
Because originally, wasn't like either Toby or Andrew Garfield was supposed to even be in this one? Or maybe was it? I know one of the Spider-Man supposed to be in it, and then they wrote him
I'd heard
out.
something about Andrew. Yeah,
Yeah, and then they
that's
wrote
what
him
I
out.
was thinking too.
That would have been cool. But yeah,
Nah,
Marvel
don't
just
put him
made
up
look
in
No,
worse.
it wouldn't have. No, do
It
not
couldn't
sell
hurt. I
the
mean,
Amazing
it-
Spider-Man any more than Sony already has.
It would have helped. I mean, it couldn't have hurt it more. I mean, it would have had to help. It couldn't have gotten worse.
I don't put his name on there.
Oh my god.
It's like when you get a group project and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want my name on this.
At all.
Oh man. Tell me you couldn't tell that Ezekiel character wasn't shady right out of the bat. Like sneaking up on people, popping red umbrellas. Like I knew that character was going to be off the second he stepped on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The classic villain. You know, he practically rolled in twisting his mustache.
And then he was anything but a classic villain. He was like, did he even need to be in this movie? Like
He was the absolute worst. I don't understand how he was interpreting those visions he was getting. You're worried about these three girls that are dressed in spider uniform coming to kill you, and your solution is to kill them first.
Yeah.
Maybe do a little bit more homework and just figure out how to prevent them getting those powers.
There you go.
Well,
Or
you're
stop
literally
them.
the only one in the United States that we know of right now that has that damn spider with the venom on deck. So
Right.
did you stop to think what would how did they get these powers? Wouldn't they have had to come into your proximity and be around your set for that spider to even be anywhere near them to bite them?
Plus, you're a multi-millionaire. You're uber rich. Two of these girls are just hurting and need help. I mean, you could have just brought them in on your side. I mean, what kind of villain are you? Not recruiting the beautiful women to your side? Like what?
Like all three of them are hurting.
Unbelievable.
All three of them have things going on, and
Mhm.
yeah, you could absolutely have rolled in. I mean, it might have been creepy.
Oh, it'd have been
I'll
sinister.
admit that.
But that's what
It would have been
villains are
creepy.
sinister.
But I mean, because these all are high school girls. You know, he's a grown ass man now. It would have been creepy. And
Sinister as hell,
but
but
there's still there's better ways that he could have gone about doing this. Or here's a random plot twist: make them your friends, give them some extra scholarship help or something or other. Make up some damn program,
that's what I'm
have
saying.
them in to where they won't want to kill you.
Bring them into your side. Exactly.
Like it doesn't make sense. None of the moves he made and how he went about doing this shit made sense.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Did
when
we
he
lose fandom?
what's that?
Where did fandom go?
Uh-oh. There he is.
I was
There he
talking
is.
about too much shit about Madam Web. He sniped me.
Madam Wed sent Miss Minutes after you.
He took him out. Absolutely took him out. The Minutemen coming. Oh man. Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, that cat popping in talking about I only took this job because you told me you were close to finding the spider. And then he knew all the myths and legends about it. And this cat's like in charge of security. Like he just knew this was gonna go bad. That made no sense.
Can
And
we
then
talk about those legends? I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot.
Go ahead.
Oh,
No,
go
what
ahead.
about because the legends were garbage too. They said that they punished evil men. This guy just took a spider, killed everybody, and bounced. What? They just watched it
Exactly
happen.
my point. You're supposed to punish evil men and wrongdoers, and while you and your will have the capability to catch up to this dude and absolutely stop him, you let him get away. I understand you're tending to the woman that's been hurt, but there's like 10 of y'all there. Not everybody needs to stay in that same spot. You're supposed to kill the bad guys and protect your secret. Why are you letting his ass get away? There's no reason he should have been able to leave that jungle.
No, and he's got a spider. I mean, for that alone, he should have got
For
him.
that
You could've
alone,
let him out.
exactly. Protecting your way, kill it. And then he's like, well, she'll return one day when she needs answers. Maybe just keep her with you. How did you even get across the U.S. border to get her anywhere into anybody's services? And then all of a sudden, she just has all these old research papers and stuff from her mom. Who the hell gathered those and put them together?
You could have raised her. Hey, next time she goes back there, he has like a suit and tie. Like,
Right?
what the hell happened here?
Exactly.
Why let
Not
her
living in
leave
trees.
in the first place? They have a whole ass community of spider people. She could have learned there.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Party City Spider-Man suits.
I do have to say though, my man was fleet of foot. Like he was scampering across those treetops, just weightless with her in his arms. I was like, he was moving, but again, how you just gonna let Ezekiel get away with that spider after he just shot everybody?
Oh my god, it just dawned on me. Yeah, the way how they were moving, they
Oh,
could have
It's
killed
so
him.
absurd.
Oh, so easy. They could have
They
snatched him up.
easily could have got him. Like he
Yeah.
should never have been able to get out of that jungle at all.
Unbelievable. And if the spiders have magic powers, why not have more than one bite the mom to save her as well as the baby?
That is also what I didn't understand. Does the venom just pick and choose who it wants to save? Because what happened? She was shot and she
Yeah.
was bleeding out, right? So
Something.
why did the venom only save the fetus? Well, I guess he was coming to terms, so it's not exactly a fetus anymore. But why did it save the baby and not just close up her bullet wound to stop her from bleeding, repair whatever internal damage may have? That's what's supposed to do. Like they heal really quick, so it doesn't make sense that the baby would be healed and not her.
Oh,
Should have just wrote a line, "Save the baby," and then okay, then if I would justify,
Or
they
could have not
trying to
had this-
save both, but then it's like she did say save the baby.
They could have not had the venom even play a factor in that. Women die in childbirth. This is a documented fact. You could have just saved the baby. And if you can't save her, okay, fine, whatever. And again, keep the kid with you. And hey, then she'll learn your ways and learn what is actually happening with the spider. She won't resent her mom for all of her damn life because she didn't know or understand what was happening. And then she would still get these powers because she would be one of y'all. And that's what all you guys do, apparently, from what we've seen.
That's so messed up. She reached out to touch her baby just that one time and just missed it by just that much. You're like, oh, she never even got a chance to touch her own baby. But I can just say, if I was like Casey driving that ambulance and some punk girl almost had me slam on the brakes with a patient in the back and almost shoot this patient through, and almost run her over, and then had the audacity to turn and flip me off, I might have had to go teach a lesson real quick. Are you
Slam
kidding
on
me?
who brakes?
Then Ben, you can drive, little girl.
I'm saying this is New York. I get what was it, like the early 2000s or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you are fucking around, you will find out very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing New Yorkers don't have patience for. It's traffic, and some of our traffic is the fucking worst.
Oh,
So no, you can't just walk in front of an ambulance. Nah. She would have gotten a very stern, quote unquote, talking to become an advocate for child violence, but she would have found out that day.
It would have taken everything I had not to put hands on that little girl. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I'm surprised she didn't, because we see in the next scene, she's not exactly a ball of emotions. She doesn't even know how to accept a thank you card from a little child. Emotionally shut off much. She is just out there. So I mean, I guess
awkward.
She just has no feelings, just numb. Is that part of the venom or what? Which is funny that she chose a career in saving people without having any emotions about people. But I don't know. That whole thing was just kind of weird. What were they trying to set up with that? It made it awkward.
The world will never know.
Yeah, she's just socially awkward, I guess.
That's so messed up. I didn't even notice till the second watch, but Julia was so sad at first. we find out like that was her later, who her stepmom, and they wouldn't even let her in the room with her. Like the dad was like, oh, and took the little boy and left her out in the hallway. Like that was so messed up. And then we see that the picture that they did give was like the stepbrother didn't even include her in the family
And
picture.
didn't include. I can't blame the kid for that because the kid is just following what he knows to be his version of normal. It's what he sees at home. So obviously he's not going to think about her. I don't fault the kid for that. The dad, though, however,
Yeah, him.
sir, no, this is like a classic Reddit story where parents are fucking up. Yes, you are the asshole. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, that is wild. It's just like, I don't know. How big an asshole is the dad to let the family dynamic go down like that? The kid's not even
They explain it
included.
later. Like, is her mom like in a mental hospital or something because
Her
of the
real mom, yeah.
divorce? Yeah.
Her real mom is, yeah.
Yeah, and then the dad, she's living with her father who doesn't like, oh my gosh, acknowledge her. It's crazy.
Oh,
It's so absurd.
If Casey had that much of her mom's research and like last possessions, how did she not know that her pregnant mom was out there looking for a cure? Like, who
Were
left
there
all
no
that stuff
notes?
that didn't leave anything like that? Like, what'd she think her mom was doing out there? Literally just hunting spiders with a baby inside her? Like, what?
Pretty much.
And even if that is what she was doing, though, why are you so resentful about this? She didn't know she was gonna die.
Get shot? Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man. But also, I will say, why? Just of all the scenarios of how her mom died, why was it that? That just didn't make sense because yes, she was very heavily pregnant. I can't imagine anyone would allow her to go into the jungle like that because you do have to file like specific paperwork and whatnot. So you try to go through immigration and customs at the airports, they do check on shit like that. So again, that's another one of those things that I don't think they thought deeply enough about to make it plausible. You can only suspend your belief for it for so long.
Casey had like was she on a suicide mission? Like that was a suicidal move getting in that car like that. Like not only is the car already hanging a half off the bridge, but then you're going to jump into the side that's actually hanging off, like, and then dropping the dead weight of a man to just make the weight like shift. Like, I don't know. It looked like she kind of wanted to go down. What are you doing? I mean, brave or stupid. What is it?
For the instincts that they're claiming she has in saving lives and whatnot, she really didn't have her instincts working right there.
Yeah, they hadn't kicked in yet, but still, I mean, that was just common sense. Like, what are you doing?
It also was just I think the fall, the movement was too slow for her not to be able to get out of there.
Like, you didn't think maybe just dropping all that dead weight from a man might shift the weight ratio and send you sliding over? Like,
it just, it's just what it is.
Ridiculous. Which is, of course, exactly what happens. Like, but while under the water, she like falls into this like underwater web that seems to be showing her scenes from like what we see later in her future happenings. And this seems to be like her invincible moment, which enacted her powers. One of the things we hear is like, only you have the power to change the future. Well, how is that true? Like Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, like anyone wielding a time stone? Like, how all of a sudden is she the only one able to change the future, Phantom?
I don't know. Didn't in the book say like the spiders could like with the abilities can like sense the future or see the future or something? Or no?
But it said only you have the power to change the future.
Change it. Which, yeah, again, that's another line that just don't make sense for the narrative. And not that it makes sense for like the grander MCU, but just for the narrative y'all have set up. This is stupid.
The only way to justify it, it's that like she's like the only one with their abilities that could actually change it. But even then, how would they know?
But see, that's the thing.
Like, was there like a prophecy? Was there something that they knew that she can do it?
We've already seen Doctor Strange change the future, so how is she the only one? Is my point.
And it doesn't even extend. It have to extend that far. The freaking bad guy. What the hell is his name? I don't know the name. Ezekiel. Yeah. He also has those visions. He just doesn't have them in waking moments like her. He dreams them.
I don't think it's more vision. Well, with him, it's like they cursed him with showing him like how he was gonna die. As most of like seeing the future.
Right.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, what is this? I want to know. I mean, are they just wrong, or are they just goofy? They think they're the only ones with power, or is that them saying that this
Again, they
has
never
nothing to do?
explained it.
They have
Yeah,
nothing to do
yeah.
with Marvel, so you are the only one in this universe that can change the future. Like, what do we?
That's what they're banking on, I think, is that like they kept it extremely vague, but in their vagueness, they just made it dumb. And I feel like this was just one of those classic cases with Sony where the rights for this character were about to run out and had to get a movie out to stay within the contract, or they would have to give it back to Marvel.
Mhm.
So
Especially now that they're
that's
touching
how
the
this movie reads to
multiverse.
me.
They're
Yeah.
like looking like, wait a minute, who else characters can probably like tap into the multiverse? They probably saw Madam Web and was kind of like hoping, but then Sony was like, nah, we ain't doing this.
So Ben dives in to save her, and when giving her a checkup, she starts to experience deja vu. And so we see that's going to be a thing. And then we see Ezekiel at the opera making eyes at a woman there. And first off, is that really a thing that happens? Like single people just going out in New York hooking up at operas? Like, or does Disney just think
Yes. You hook up anywhere,
Operas,
man.
McDonald's, the sidewalk, the
About to
bus
say
stop,
the hot dog
subway,
stand, man. As long as you
hot
got
dog
game,
stand,
let's go.
going
single
to get some
people just
roasted
head to operas?
cashews? You
I don't know.
damn right.
I felt like Disney was just trying to make a one night stand look better or something. I was like,
Oh,
who
if you
is
can go
going
to
to
the
the opera?
library and try to like hook up with people, why not an opera?
Exactly.
Oh, man. I was like, who is going to the opera solo to hook up?
People
like,
with money.
He said
People with money, yup.
Okay, maybe it is a thing. I don't know. I was just like, this can't be a thing that's happening, but maybe it is.
Go catch a show on Broadway one time and just people watch while you're there.
Oh man. Speaking of knowing what's about to happen to this poor woman, is it about to get worse or better that he slept with her first? Like, I don't know. She's a beautiful woman. I don't know.
Yeah, at least
We
get
already knew
better.
he was an asshole.
You gotta sleep with her and then kill her. I guess she's beautiful, but yeah, that's messed up. I get she's panicking, but why would you ever give the person that's poisoning you what they want before getting the antidote? Like, you really think he's not just gonna let you die at that point? Like, she couldn't have been that dumb, could she, Phantom?
Yeah, I would have been like antidote, and then okay, I'll tell you what you need to know. If not, oh, it dies with me.
Exactly. That's the only words out of my lips is antidote. Antidote. Are you getting that?
Better than that, no. You're going to give the antidote. And then I'm going to walk outside and get in an Uber. You will wait 3 or 4 hours because I need time not to just get back to my house, but to get to the super secret top government agency I work with so they can have your ass under surveillance. And then I'll text you what the password is right after I change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or just give me that antidote and let me get to this gun I was trying to grab in my purse to blow your brains out because this is about to go off. Oh my God. That was messed up. I could not believe
that whole setup.
It was awful. Like, how many mommy issues did that like cat have? Just like killing or trying to kill every woman he talks to. Like, I don't know. Ezekiel is messed up. Like, I didn't even realize that that was Mike Epps in the next scene until right before he got killed. Did you realize that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could not believe I did not recognize that was Mike Epps. I was dying.
He still looks like Day Day to me.
Killing it. Uncle Ben's a liar. Like, he knew she wasn't going to be able to just hang out with the fellas grilling while the baby shower was happening inside. Like, he set her up. Like, Uncle Ben is a liar. Well, that was messed up. Could there be a more awkward moment than the one created by Casey putting that blank piece of paper in the bag to be pulled? Like, you must at least have one happy memory with your mother. No, I don't. Like, that was such a brutal moment in this movie. You knew what was happening. Why would you even put anything in there? Just don't put anything in there. Like, I don't know.
I don't know
This is the
why.
moment where I actually laughed in the entire film because how she mentioned like, oh, these I already had like no memories because my mom died like in childbirth, and I'm like, why on earth would you mention that in a freaking baby shower?
At a baby shower. Did you and why did your brain just go in that direction at all? Like, she had foster parents, or am I misremembering that? Didn't she have foster parents at different times?
They said she was in the foster system, and she said it wasn't that bad. But
so there's not there wasn't one person there you could just put into that mother role for that question in your mind to write something out there. I don't know, maybe they gave you an extra one day.
Yeah,
that would have been so simple.
Again, she's
Like, there's
socially
social-
awkward that
Yeah.
just
That
There's
whole
social
thing.
awkwardness, and then there's just ridiculousness, and
That
it's
was
just
awkward.
another freaking plot point that just was stupid to put in there.
Oh, so brutal. Well, playing a new game, Casey has deja vu again, but right before a big blue balloon pops. And then while she was in the water, a big balloon popped and it left like her hands all bloody. So right before it popped, she said the name Ben while guessing the baby's name. Was that foreshadowing that the baby would someday be the cause of Ben's death?
no. The baby ain't supposed to be freaking
Absolutely
Peter
not.
Parker.
No. Redact that. They never say his name. You know why? Because they're allowed to.
Exactly, but we all knew what she was gonna say. Damn it, the balloon
No,
was in the way.
no. He will for the rest of this stream and talk about this movie be called "He Who Shall Not Be Named."
So that wasn't foreshadowing when the balloon popped and he just said Ben, and then all of a sudden there's blood all over the hands.
Absolutely not.
Talking
Basically,
about
the
the
baby's
baby's jumping up in there. Get out of here.
No.
the baby's
No.
this baby's gonna
You
be
reaching trying to make it make sense. It's not happening.
Or was it foreshadowing that of her captain's death, who dies in the next scene? Like her hands were all bloody underwater, and then they were bloody in that scene. So maybe that's what they're alluding to, or maybe they were just trying to shove it all in and hoping we'd come up with a cooler answer. That could definitely be it. They all get called away to a big fire, and Casey has more deja vu. Like, shouldn't she have been paying attention to the visions by now? Like, shouldn't she have been able to save her captain's life by this point?
This is why I don't understand this girl, and
I was
the fact
hoping-
that this set in New York just makes me even more upset because the quick witted people out there, especially if you're an ambulance, you're a paramedic, you should already know how to assess these things. It's not that hard to figure out. Yeah, this is some weird random shit that's going on with you, but it's not hard to get the context to how you can get through it or navigate the storm, so to speak.
Feel it. And then we meet anonymous actor number 5, who I guess is some type of cyber genius who was never even given a name. Like, she's using this new tech that Ezekiel just stole, which, wait a minute. So
Hold
is this, what's that?
Hold on. No. So you mean to tell me that this NSA agent, high level agent, goes missing and no one's looking for her? Nobody would have changed her passwords in the system? Could she really be out there hacking the NSA at this point in time? No, I know there are some hackers out there that are good, but you're not on that level.
That's
You can't be just a random guy in the chair busting into this with a stolen password from someone that's dead and is now missing.
Yeah, that's what was my whole, like, this is some next generational facial recognition software that no one even knows is created, and we're supposed to believe that this woman agent was just walking around all willy-nilly with it on her phone. Like, what? Come on.
Absurd.
That alone is absurd is the only word you can put there. Absolutely absurd. Then Zeke's hacker employee comes to the genius realization that in the wrong hands, this could be really dangerous. I was like, you're working for a psychopath hunting 3 young girls that haven't done anything wrong, and you don't think this is
And
already in the wrong hands?
That's your assessment?
It's
It just
like,
like the cluelessness. Like
Oh.
it would have taken just an extra 5 minutes of thought
it was
for y'all
beyond.
to work this out.
In the wrong hands, this could be dangerous. Like, who's the right hands? Like, does it get worse than the guy you're working for? He's ready to slay 3 young girls that have done
3
nothing.
teenagers.
Like, is she just in it for the pay cut, or is she her
Unbelievable.
kids being held hostage? Like, it's just like, oh, I'm just working with this guy.
No,
But
they
yet you dumped that line, so it's like,
Like
That's-
I was
it's
like, does
so
he have her?
very
Is there like some poison? He keeps giving her the antidote. She's being forced to do this. No, he just finished it off with one line. I pay you a ton of money. She's like, oh yeah, you do. Okay. I was like, you got to be kidding me. That's what they're gonna wrap
absolutely
that up.
that just again does not make sense.
Oh, so
Doesn't
dumb.
make sense.
How frustrating would that be trying to explain that you're having like deja vu and seeing the future, but of course, then like not being able to like wrap the brain around it? Like you're trying to tell your doctor what's happening, but of course, they're not going to think that's real. Like they just yada yada you out the door, like recommending rest. Like, do you not hear the words coming out of my mouth? I'm telling you, I see stuff before it happens. Like, how frustrating would that be, AK?
I mean, I don't know, because with her delivery, I want to say, I mean, she kind of yada yada it too. Like this whole time, the way she's handling these things, it just seems she's a lot more subdued than someone that was actually going through that would be. So I don't know.
Well, we already know that she has no human emotion. Like she is just a psychopath. But on the flip side, how amazing would that be? Like after trying your little experiment with the bird and saving its life, and now realizing you do actually have the power to change the future, that'd be pretty sick. But it's kind of took you a little long to get there. Like I said, you could have saved your captain's life if you'd have brought it up. So, okay, can you say plot convenience? Like, what are the chances all three girls that he wanted to kill would just happen to all be on the same train at the same time?
At the same time.
Come on, talk about some lazy ass writing. Like, and also, didn't that just prove that fate is fate and there is no changing the future? Like, what will be, fandom?
Yeah, I think that's what was the whole scene revolving around her captain dying. It's like no matter what she tried, he was going to die again and again and again. So I don't think it was like mainly like her powers like activating her trying to like learn it. It was more of telling us, okay, no matter how many times blood was going to be in her hands, no matter how many times she would stop him, telling him, oh, maybe I'll drive or this and that, he was inevitably going to die, and that was like his fate.
Man,
it was her Doctor Strange moment.
Pull her out of the car and don't even let him get in it.
Damn, am I justifying this movie?
Look at you.
Oh, him chasing the girls, trying to kill them, ends up being the catalyst that brings these girls together to form the team in the first place. But before this, they didn't even know each other. Like, I mean, this whole thing is just wild to me. So was that a sad attempt at comic relief, or did the director owe somebody a favor? Like, what was it with the tourists that kept asking if he was on the right train? Like, was that them trying to be funny, or what? I mean, what was that?
As a New Yorker, I can relate.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was about to say. I feel like that was their small attempt to show just everyday New York living life.
I also love the product placement. So a guy would play up in here. I'm like, well, right now.
Hella product placement.
And you can Pepsi or Coca-Cola. There you go. That was the fourth Spider-Man or Spider-Woman, and that was like they never like truly. He's that person. No, Pepsi, Coca-Cola saved the day. There you go.
Speaking of not saving the day, how ridiculous was that Zeke has superpowers and super speed, but he can't catch 3 teenage girls running away? Like, come on. He's snatching cops underneath stuff, taking people out left and right, but he couldn't catch these girls running.
Not even that, but how exactly is it that he was able to even sneak around with those people, especially once they got off the damn train and he was on the ceiling? Did no one else see that?
Even I was confused about that, because when it was happening at first, they were saying like, is anyone seeing him? And like people were like, no.
Exactly, and that did not make sense, and they never touched back on that.
So
it made no sense.
That's why I was like, okay, is she actually seeing present time or possible future? To me, because at one point you saw Ezekiel walking, and then you see, him in the suit. So it's like, at what point?
But the girls saw him too.
Yeah,
the girls were seeing him too. That's what made me clue in that no, this isn't just a random off vision. That's actually happening, and the subway is full of people. And again, you and I both know if some random shit is going on the platform, you're going to notice. I don't care how enthralled in whatever book you may be reading, or if you're on your phone doing whatever. If some shit like that starts happening, you're going to turn around and see, especially once these girls start yelling, talking about they're being kidnapped.
Exactly. Once they start screaming, nobody in the city pays attention. Like, I know there's a lot of crazy stuff.
And that's some bullshit. No, that's what I'm saying. New York, we see a lot of shit. So we'll glance at something and be like, okay, yeah, that's normal. But something like that, Nah, there's absolutely no way the whole platform would not erupt
Right.
with that happening.
And then with all the people and places to go in the city, she drives these 3 girls out into the woods. Like, oh, hell no. As soon as she said anyone that wants out can get out, I would have been gone. Like, no, way before she had the chance to child lock me in. I would have been out that car.
I don't know why they thought going to the woods was even a good plan. You can hide very easily from someone in New York. It's not hard. It's
That's
not that
awesome.
hard. And her tactics with the damn cab, like you drove this cab around for like the whole rest of the movie, and nobody's able to find it. You didn't take the freaking tags off until you got back to the city and parked it by your house.
Oh god.
Do you know how many cameras have picked you up already?
I did like when they were saying he was crawling like a spider, and they all stopped and looked at Julia, and she said person, because of course they're not allowed to use the term Spider-Man. That was amazing. That made me laugh out loud. And then the one thing worse than being taken out to the middle of the woods by a stranger is being left there by him. Like, are you letting some strange woman take you out to the middle of the woods and then just leave you there, AK? Talking about I'll be back in 3 hours?
You telling me you trying to protect me, and in doing that, you take me to the middle of nature, which I hate. I am not a camping person. Now, if you see some of those camping YouTubers in Japan and China, they literally will pack up half their house and have their whole setup in this cool giant ass tent. That's the type of camping that I would do, with all of the awesome things that I still need to entertain myself properly. But dropping these kids off, and there's no food, there's no water, and just, hey, hang tight, I'll be back. You didn't even
she left them
off at a
jerky.
cabin or something. Like, what the hell?
We left them jerky. Who one of them, like, hey, I think it was what's your face? Was it Maddie who ended up eating all of it? I think.
Yeah, because for whatever
you wouldn't
reason,
like me when I'm angry.
Hungry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
And I hated that damn line. They kept repeating that shit. I'm like, no, stop it.
The stupidest protection plan known to man. You want to take them to the woods. The woods. They're far more likely to get killed quicker than putting them around the block in New York.
And I'm with you. I'm not camping. I'll go glamping. Like, give me a motorhome. I like running water.
I need the solar panels with so I can plug in all the chargers. I need a full ventilated fireplace setup.
Electricity and running water. I'm a big fan of it.
Yep.
Oh man, I'd have been like, you mean we'll be back in 3 hours? Because I'm coming with you. You are not leaving me out here in the middle of the woods. Like, hell no, no food, no water, no phone.
Not even if you would have dropped them off at like a little cabin retreat or something or other. Okay, fine. I could maybe understand that. But you just put her in the streets. Don't leave. Where the fuck are they gonna go?
Little girls in miniskirts in the middle of the woods talking about I'll be back. Get bent. Hell no.
Bruh.
Hell no. Oh, and speaking of bent, like, did you notice the fake ass license plate on that cab? Like, it looked like it had construction paper on it, like with numbers written on it.
Like, were they not allowed to show an actual New York license plate or an actual cab license plate?
Another sad little detail that did not go unnoticed. I was like, what is going on with this movie? But so Zeke has like that new Fandango machine that can identify anybody, and he's not like staking out the woman's home who he knows took the girls. Like, that's not the first place you're gonna go and have on watch. Like, what? That was insane. But she came in through the fire escape, so I guess there's no crack in that code. I was just like, what?
No one goes to the fire escape anymore. DJ, you never knew that?
Shit. I was just like, what is happening?
Didn't that chick say they were surveilling everywhere? Like, we're looking at all of their friends and family and associates and whatnots, but you ain't checking out her partner, who is literally like her only family. That's a little bit further on though.
That was insane.
Just popped in my head just now.
And there should be more eyes because one of them, like, literally, they both live in the same building.
That part. That
right.
part.
Exactly. But we're just gonna escape over that and not really think about it.
How dare you bring logic into this, Brandon? Come on.
Hey, I had
And
to cancel what I said earlier.
and I don't mind the girls like leaving, realizing that they need to take care of themselves. Like once this girl left, like okay, she's out. We're taking care of ourselves at this point. But then to immediately head to the diner and start dancing on tables, like
On
you know your little
tables.
asses are already in the news. Like, and you have a man currently hunting you, and this is you taking care of yourselves. Like you're probably not gonna last too long.
Oh,
Like,
but I have a question here. Did it
what's that?
pass a
Mm.
day yet since the incident in the subway or no?
No,
No,
this
that's my
was
How
just
the hell it
later.
landed in the newspaper?
Exactly. What the hell you mean the evening edition has them on the front page?
Oh,
What?
I was dying.
The
I was
cops were not
dying.
even were barely moving to look for them.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Jameson, my ass. Go sit down.
Had to keep reminding myself they're only teenagers. Of course, they're gonna do dumb shit. But I was like, you
But
got
they're not gonna be dancing on no damn table. Sit your little fat ass down. That's why
Yeah.
your parents don't want to come get you.
Not even the owner said anything about get down from the table. That's interesting.
How was that allowed to happen?
Oh, the owner had a bunch of guys in there with some hot girls dancing on tables. He's like, ooh, they're about to stay and spend some money. Let's go. And speaking of dumb shit, I know they didn't just start a fire in the forest and then just leave it there without putting it out. Like, I swear I was about to start rooting for Zeke at this point. Like, what are they doing?
Like, you know what? These bitches are a fucking menace. Nah, just go ahead and take them out. That's natural selection at its work.
Like, good Lord, what is happening? And then we get to like, oh my God, it's fandom part. Like when Anya and Maddie are sitting there arguing whether or not to get cherry pie, and then they ask Julia to break the tiebreaker, and she just comes in quick with that. I'm sure you're both making very valid points. And I was like, oh my God, it's fandom.
Like, oh, no, it's not that deep.
I was dying. Oh my God. Okay, Maddie is just trouble. That's why she was like looking at you when she said, don't do dumb things. Like she just could not wait to act out and do something dumb. Like this girl is a menace. She is going to be.
You know which I didn't remember all of their names. Which one is Maddie? Is that the rich girl?
Yeah.
Who's eating all the time? Yeah. It makes sense for her to be like that because she's rich. So entitlement. And then two, she's a reckless teenager because she has parents issues.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what she knew exactly who was going to lead these girls into trouble. It was going to be her.
Mhm.
That's a problem. That is a problem. That's why she looked right at you and said, don't do dumb things. And then can you tell me like just how fast, like Savannah was talking about, that's what I already had it written in. Like, how fast is the New York press? Like these girls just met a couple hours ago and somehow the truck is reading the paper.
It ain't
about
that
this?
fast.
Yeah, I was like, come on, who the hell produced this show and how did they let all these atrocities just slip through the cracks? It was ridiculous. And
I think it
speaking
was
of
around
cracks,
this time in the movie theaters I fell asleep.
oh my
Then I
God.
had to like watch it. Thank you, AK again for the you know what. If not, I never would like here to talk about this.
I am allegedly here to help with such things. Allegedly.
And speaking of you know what and cracks, I know little Julia wasn't up on that table dancing in that tiny little dress. Like what? That little skirt on top. I was like, where are we going?
You know what? There's one thing I noticed about that. In almost every other movie that chick has been in, she basically they're basically putting her on display. So this is one of I think the only one, but I'll say maybe one or few just in case I'm misremembering, that she is actually clothed.
Oh, she's
like a normal
person. Of it, but she's from Euphoria, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
she's from
I'm
Euphoria.
pretty sure. Because the only reason I've never seen an episode of Euphoria, but the only reason I know that is I kind of looked into her because she has top billing in this movie. And I was like, how that happen?
Yeah, because she's been in. I think she's been in the most things solo. Yeah, and Euphoria won a lot of awards. I've never watched it either, but I heard Zendaya was great in it, so I probably will at some point.
Oh, I recommend it.
Oh, he said,
I've seen both. I've seen both.
Yeah, every reviewer that I've seen talk about it in any space had it's been great. It's very heavy hitting. I feel like the gist that I got is that it's basically skins for the newer years here, the more recent years for teenagers. And if you've never seen Skins, I would highly recommend watching that. I would also recommend more so the UK version than the American version. Actually, our boy Gendry is in the UK version. If you check that out. Wait, am I mixing that up? It's either the UK or the US version. I don't remember which one.
So Casey gets back to the woods, and of course the girls aren't there. So she gets another vision and speeds off to try to save them once again. But why speed around that semi just to cut in front of it to make that wild turn to the right? Like, if you're about to make a right turn right there, why even go around it? Like, just the little things in
I
this.
have another question.
Now you can still walk. You just now know where specifically they are, but she still could have walked and still made it on time, technically.
See, here's the thing. I have another. My question about that is, why would she only get that vision once she got back to the woods?
I mean,
Like,
she said
what
she
exactly?
can't do it.
What is the trigger? Well, see, that's what I'm wondering. What is the trigger that makes these things pop off when they do? Because wouldn't it have saved time if she was still in the cab and driving and
Right.
she caught that, and then she would have just went straight there and not even went back to the woods?
Probably just
It
her
just
panicking.
seems
Let's just
stupid.
explain it. We'll fansplain it. When she got there, she panicked, and the heightened emotions made her like kick in, and she's like, oh, and then all of a sudden she saw where they were at because that's what she needed to see. But yeah, again, just dumb. So Casey gets to the diner just in time to ram Ezekiel with the car and save the girls yet again. And that was some not great acting, but I was so with Casey when she was like going off on the girls. Like, you dumb, entitled little shits. Are you trying to get got? I was like, exactly. Like, finally, something in this movie making sense. Let them know. But she gets them into a hotel and then says she's taking them to their parents in the morning. And all three girls say that they have no parents to be taken to. And Casey doesn't know what to do. Like, she thinks about abandoning them, but she can't do that. And in the end, she can't leave them on their own. Like, they are still just kids. Like, I don't know. What do you do in that situation, Phantom?
It's kind of like she was like, damn, it kind of like me when I was growing up. I pretty much had no moms, no father. But she kind of was like feeling it's empathy, right?
Empathy for him.
Yeah, for them. So
Empathy,
yeah, so
yeah.
that's why she mainly just like, so I'm not gonna dump you guys. You know, I kind of should have saved my life, but yeah.
But she did almost leave him though.
Did
And
she
I don't know
though?
why
Or
that
was
was such a
just,
big dilemma.
what's that?
I don't know why it was such a big dilemma for her. These girls, their situation is mirroring what she grew up with. And if she really feels this strongly about her mom, so-called abandoning her to go on her misadventure in the jungle, how is it that you're not automatically thinking that where these girls are concerned and what's happening? You know that you are literally the only person that can effectively protect them, even a little bit, for this situation.
And she fell asleep and dreamt about leaving the girls. Did you think she was really going to do it, AK?
I think she was highly contemplating it. Yeah.
She was like, I might just have to bounce. Like,
And
I'm not trying to deal with
she
this.
should have never been on the fence with it at all.
She drives to the diner and has a Ray and Kylo type chat with each other with a boy. And she learns why he's chasing him. And he said, if you knew what I knew, you'd want him dead too. So what's up, Phantom? What does he know? Will they do something bad in the future or just something bad to him?
What you mean, DJ? And it's you keep on seeing based on that curse that he has. He sees that they're gonna kill him in the future. But we never explained why they went after him in the starters. Like,
but that's a weird thing to say though. If you knew what I knew, you would kill him too. Well, why would she kill him? Nobody else cares.
No, that's his assumption. Like, oh, if you knew that someone was gonna kill you in the future, you would try to like kill them. But it's like, how about you? What you should do is figure out, okay, why they're trying to kill you.
Exactly.
Granted, he is a bad guy. That's like, okay, obviously, if I'm a bad guy, I don't want anyone to stop me. Blah blah blah. But in her case, she isn't. So it's like for her, she'd be like, okay, what's the X, Y, and Z that they want to kill me for?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're right. Maybe I shouldn't do X, Y, and Z and become a better person if they don't kill me. But then it was mainly the whole curse was mainly a misdirect because they were his future. It was Cassandra's.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
Everything even more ridiculous. Like what? Like what?
Yep.
And after already seeing Casey doing CPR and stopping while doing it, it made this hotel CPR scene just even more cringy. Like I was just like, why? Like
out the blue, they tried to force a Chekhov's gun. Just there was no reason for you to teach them CPR at that point in time.
It kind of made sense because every so often, because when her first power is activated, she almost drowned. And then back when she goes to that country again, she goes in the water. So it's like, it was almost like constantly throughout the film she was going to water. So it's like at that point when she was teaching them, I knew for a fact that near the end of the film she's gonna drown or something. And they have to do CPR.
And it still makes no sense because again,
And I wish if they
the
explained
spider
more
venom.
is like why water would do something and trigger her abilities or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, especially since the way she was born. This like I don't know if you guys watched Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we covered that actually. But the way Jessica got her powers was actually through her mom while she was pregnant, if I'm remembering correctly. So that basically means she's a mutant. So what typically happens with mutants when you're a teenager at some point in time and you have some stressful shit happen, your powers kick in. Why did it take this long for her powers to kick in? It doesn't go with the lore.
Yeah, kind of. But the whole thing is just, I don't know, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, very.
We already saw you doing CPR and then stopping and then starting again, and then you come in and just force this crowd. Everything about that.
Oh wait, really? You did?
Yeah, when that whole fire
my
scene, when
head.
her captain died, that whole scene, she was sitting there doing CPR. Her guys walked by, she stopped, talked to them, then grabbed like a bag and started doing some bag. Like she quit the whole thing. I was like,
Yeah.
I already saw you stop, and now you're telling that it's the most important thing ever. Don't stop. I was like, oh my god, dude. Who watched the details? Who produced this show? It's awful, unbelievable. So having no idea what's going on, Casey gets the grand idea to travel to Peru to go look for some answers. I was like, yeah, that sounds plausible. Okay. Speaking of plausible, like Casey walks through the Amazon forest and just lucky for her, just so happened to find the exact tree that that was in her mom's photo.
I know what happened.
All the forest. I was like,
I know what happened. I know how she did it.
Oh my god.
Y'all remember all that fast travel that came up at the end of Thrones? You know, I fully believe it was because Peter Baelish was hanging around there, and you know, anytime it came up to them traveling to the north,
so fast.
It happened within like a couple hours versus the whole month that it took Robert to get there. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. You know, she employed the Peter Baelish fast travel TARDIS to make it to Peru within a day and getting to the jungle and then getting back to the States.
Okay, so you got to the jungle. You went through this whole entire jungle and found this one tree in the picture. Just this one exact tree in this entire jungle you found. Just happened to stumble across it. I was like, come on.
Not even a village name.
The exact area, you wouldn't have been able to find that.
Exactly. Not even a river name or anything was referenced at all. You just happen to find that right spot.
And then, so lucky for her, she runs into the man that delivers her. So he just happened to still be hanging out in the woods on the off chance she may one day show back up. So that was convenient. I was like, nice. How do you like the reverse Lionel Boylet flow? Like, when you take on responsibility, great power will come. I was like, no, they didn't just try to flip that on us. Like,
oh my god.
They don't want anything to do with the movie, but then
that's the second time I laughed.
1,000 points from Hufflepuff. You go straight to Azkaban.
Oh, I think that had to be like the fourth or fifth time I was giggling out loud. Like, what is going on here? This is just killing me. She also finds out that she can be a lot more be in a lot more places than just once at the same time. Like Spider-Man meme coming. Like, that's about to go down. And then back at Mary's, of course, right on time, her water breaks and she needs to get to the hospital stat. And for a sec, I thought they were going to try to deliver the baby right there at the house, but nope, can't do that. But please tell me that they were not trying to get that pregnant lady in the back seat of that 2-car door sedan. I was like, are you kidding me? This woman is pregnant, about to have the baby drop at any second, and you're going to have her get in the back? That is never happening. But can you imagine if it did?
Slight off topic, but can I point out that that's our girl from American Horror Story?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all notice that? You ever watched American Horror Story? No, she's one of the main cast. Her name is eluding me right now, but yeah, it's interesting to have her in that little bit part role.
Dude, fandom, what do? You're rolling 3 deep in the back seat of a sedan, and she starts to crown. I I mean, ultimate nightmare situation. Just about to have this baby on your lap, son. Oh my God. I cannot imagine. Like,
Why not call an ambulance?
They
Y'all
did.
literally
They
like.
got there in time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
It did show up, but yeah, still. And by the time it got there, it would have gotten you to the hospital faster anyway. You should have just waited. No, I'm sitting there. We're not putting you in the back seat while you're having, like, we're just going to sit here on the couch and make this happen. Let the ambulance guys get here in time, hopefully. That was nuts. But Casey gets back to find the house empty and has another vision. So, of course, she steals another vehicle. And this woman is just a real kleptomaniac, I see. Like, she has no fear about snatching cars. And I mean, wouldn't the taxi have been the faster vehicle? Like, why steal an ambulance at that point? Like,
you're siren
to drive an ambulance.
Siren. Well, no, not only that, but you could turn the siren on and then cut through traffic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Avoid what happened earlier when she was like behind that. What was it?
Was it a truck or van or something?
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know. Like I said, this all could have been avoided if they'd have just stayed home and waited for the ambulance to show up. That showed up a few minutes later. Like, everything would have been a lot better. I don't know. Maybe old boy would have came in and trashed the house, so maybe it wouldn't have been better. But Mary wouldn't be all crowded in the back seat of a Buick, so that would have been nice. She would have been laying in a bed and in the hands of trained professionals and a ride with a siren. Like, I don't know. That was just the wrong move leaving. That drove me nuts.
There's one thing that could have been better is like they could have very easily, and I'm just judging from the neighborhood that they were in, they probably could have called a dollar cab and made it a lot faster and had more room than that tiny ass car.
I've seen some unbelievable bullshit go down, but that ambulance jumping through the wall over the cars and then still functioning like it just rolled off the showroom floor, it was a step too far.
They saw Fast and the Furious, and they were like, "Hey, you know what would be good in our film?"
I was like, "What?"
Yo, that fits their narrative, though. These hijinks here, nah.
Oh my God! Interesting that the ambulance just happened to finally die in the dark under that under that creepy ass bridge. I was like, "Oh, of all places, it's gonna break down. Let's die under this creepy ass bridge right here." Like, that's not just a horror story waiting to happen. What kind of nuclear-powered fireworks were in that building, though? Like, blasting Zeke from side to side, blowing holes in brick walls? Like, that's a powerful TNT packed in those little rockets. Like, that's some fireworks.
That's enough for me think of why they were there.
Yeah, just a bunch of fireworks inside a building, which, okay, it's fireworks full of building, but what kind of fireworks are blowing through brick walls and knocking superhuman-powered beings, like, out of stride?
Was there something else going on there maybe that we just didn't know about? Maybe it's some super secret Black Ops operation thing.
Yeah, fill in the blank translation.
Simply just like the same place where the captain had died. We don't know like what caused it. I don't think they explained it. Then she just simply saw the vision of them going there and with the whole helicopter. She's like, "Oh, let's go."
Unbelievable. And I didn't know Madam Web was also a shield maiden. Like, she was getting down with that little thing. You see her just grab that backhand, grab that metal chuck, like she had just blown into a shuck into the concrete. She just reached back, snacked it. She had it in, like, I don't know. She grabbed it out like Excalibur. That was nuts.
Yes, those things are, they are not like lightweight. Those things are actually pretty heavy.
It had just gotten shot through into concrete. Like, it would have been stuck. And she just barely backhanded it and just pulled it out real quick. I was like, okay, I guess she does have some super strength. Like, what was that? And then we get to see Casey go full on Madam Web when Ezekiel says, "You can't save all three." And then we see her indeed branch out and save all three at once. We knew that was coming when oh boy told her.
Why is that a spider power?
How's that what?
So why is that a spider power?
I have no idea.
That doesn't make sense.
Fill in the blank translation. That's exactly what it is. They needed it for the movie to be a thing.
And that's the thing. Like, Madam Web isn't like a household name, so they really should have devoted more in explaining her abilities. Not just be like, "Boom, I do this. Boom, I do that. Boom, I do this."
They explained a lot and done a lot. Like, this was just something. How is Zeke going to be standing right in front of her and just sit there while she saves all three of them? Why wouldn't he just walk up and kick her off the building?
Oh, you did that. Like as she was
Not
saving
until
them,
she,
he
not until
hissed.
she saved him. Like she's sitting there going like this, and she's spawning out, and she's got 3 different things of her going out to go save these girls. He could have literally, instead of sitting there watching it, just walked up and been like, "Bink," kicked her off, and that would have been all of them done. All 4 of them would have been game
You're
over.
trying to apply logic, and that doesn't really work here.
I'm like, what are you looking at? You want him dead? Go up and get right now. She can't even stop you. She's zoomed out trying to save these girls. Just go give her a boot right off the building. Game over. Nah, we're just gonna sit here and let her save them and then let them come back. I was like, oh my God. That was just too much. Then he finally does try to do exactly that when it's too late. He tries to run over there, and of course it was way too late by then. So she knocks him back. And then kick to the side, man. Kick to the side. Like all you had to do was, oh man, this whole thing was just who choreographed this fight. But nay, she crawls backwards slower than like a victim running from Jason. And instead of him just ending her right then and there, he takes a couple lazy swipes at her and then gets taken out by flying shrapnel, of course. So like that.
Of course, you don't.
No, by Pepsi. Respect Pepsi's name.
Respect the name. Put some respect on the name.
Respect on my name.
He looked like he was about to get back up, but then nope, the sign falls on him. And I don't know. Do we really think that took him out? Or do you think he's actually dead, Phantom?
Of course. If not, oh well, we're not gonna have a part 2.
How about you, AK? Are we gonna see some more Ezekiel, or is he gone?
I don't want to see any of this ever again.
Oh,
I think he's gone. Or like it would be dumb for that to be some type of cliffhanger. There's not going to be a movie 2, so yeah, we'll just leave him on the cutting room floor with everything else.
So if he's dead,
post-credit scene, tragic.
So
Well,
what were those dreams he was always having of battling the 3 girls to his death?
And how do they get the power still? The spider still never came back into effect. How are you having this vision? Were you seeing them at a fucking costume party? Like none of this makes sense.
I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean? No, I was your future. Then why didn't I see you in it? I mean, no.
That part.
Yes. What is
she
that?
was nowhere in the damn visions. Not one time did she show up in this dude's dreams.
Never.
So
but
how is it that you are always the future?
Yeah. Where she does always end up is in some water. Like, why is this girl forever falling underwater? Like was it because she was born in water? So like Aquaman, the water's just always calling her back. Like this woman is always falling in some kind of water.
I mean, our code name is Webb, Madam Webb. So it probably because water is fluidic, obviously. It doesn't hold.
Don't give him points, AK.
I'm just look. He asked the question, okay?
Oh my goodness! And how is that neon sign still lit and glowing under the water? Well, how? What
electrical source is it still plugged into?
I'm saying it's a neon sign that takes gas and electricity, and it's still glowing and pumped up, and it's just as bright as can be, still going underwater.
All the wires have already been cut.
I was like, just the details of this movie.
Even the smallest things are stupid as hell.
Non-existent. Like, what is going on here? So Julia dives in to save her, and the 3 girls get to practice their new CPR technique and saves Casey. And it was nice after her saving them 3 different times that they finally got to repay the favor. But Casey needs to stay away from water. I mean, from now on, if I'm this woman, I'm not even taking a bath. Like, showers only from this point. Are you kidding me? Like, she is forever trying to drown, just like a spider. So
it's dirty water in New York. Also, none of those riverways are particularly clean. Ew.
So did that thing that hit her in the water like hit her in the face? Like, why is she now suddenly blind?
I thought it was one of the fireworks or something.
It was from the fireworks, which still, again, I feel like that's a huge reach. That it's the fireworks that caused her to be blind, and also, why did the spider venom not kick in to heal her from that after the damn explosion?
Yeah, that's
no matter how we could logic the fireworks being plausible, it still will not fit because spider venom heals. She should have been healed.
Yeah, I don't understand. I do not understand. But she ends the movie saying the best thing about the future is it hasn't happened yet. I disagree. The best thing about the future is I'm pretty sure there will never be a part 2 of this atrocity because
Facts.
what was going on?
If
Like,
ever there is, they won't be able to get her back. I guarantee you that.
oh, it was so bad. I heard they even cut out the extra mid-credit scene with the Marvels wanting nothing to do with this abomination. Like
There was another. What was supposed to be the other scene?
Supposed to be talking to Morbius and Michael Keaton's character, the Hawk, whatever.
Oh yeah. Vulture. That's right.
Yeah, Vulture. It's supposed to be Vulture, Morbius, like, and her, like, all of them starting to team up.
We're
for the
putting a
street.
team together.
Why would they put
Which
her? She's not a Sinister Six, man.
Thank you. She's not exactly a hero. Most times, I would say maybe she's more of an anti-hero because she does have some very selfish storylines in the comics. However, she's not a villain. So why would the Sinister Six try to pull her onto the team?
No idea.
This is really dumb.
Well, maybe
Also,
it's
they're not even forming yet. Yeah, because that it wouldn't make sense for them to be happening in, or unless I guess maybe they could have sped the years up for that credit.
Yeah, they spent some years up period because isn't Madam Web supposed to be like an old woman?
Yeah.
There is nothing.
I mean, nothing at all.
Again, this is like supposed to be like in the past. It's supposed to be like 10 more years. Even then, she still doesn't look old.
I mean, but still, she wouldn't look too much different than she does now. And because when we say old woman, we mean old. She's around like her 60s, I want to say.
Wow. So where do we rate this one on the old Marvel scale there, fandom?
Ugh. I'll say 3 is generous.
3 is pushing
3.
it. She said,
I'm not even putting it on the scale.
She said it's a negative connotation.
It can sit on the counter and stare at the scale.
Where does it rate? For me, I can't believe Thor, as much as I love that character in his first movie, how much his like Love and Thunder and Dark World have to be my 2 worst Marvel movies, I'd say.
Even Eternals. I forgot you liked Eternals.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't say I liked it, but I did not hate Eternals like everybody else did. I was expecting more.
I didn't hate Eternals. Yeah, agreed. I was expecting more from Eternals, but I didn't hate the movie. I still think, it was solid enough for what it was. And especially for when it came out. There was a lot of that was like right around when COVID was like super heavy, still in the beginning. So there's a lot that was going on in the production of that. I wouldn't say anything that we've seen already is worse than this.
You think this is
that's counting that's counting like all of the main MCU and like the Fox and Sony, the other Fox and Sony movies. This is the absolute worst.
Nah, Fantastic Four.
And the latest one?
Yeah, the latest Fantastic.
That's pretty
I feel like it's a tie. I feel like it's a tie. Both of them can just sit on the counter.
I mean, watch that movie. Like I have Dark World as number 1, the worst. Like where do you guys put? Where do you put
Dark World? I want to say Dark World would probably be for the lowest number being the worst. I would say maybe a 2.
So you would have Madam Web below that?
Absolutely.
How about you, fandom? You have Madam Web below Dark World?
Yeah. Because I can like at least rewatch Dark World and make sense of it.
Oh, there's definitely things that make sense in Dark World. I think just the execution on a lot of things could have been better.
It's almost more fun watching such a horrible movie just to like, I don't know.
At least you have like Loki in Dark World. There's like really just nobody here. It's like,
yeah,
you know what? I can rewatch it because this person's here.
Yeah. Right. And then they're hinting around all of the like grander MCU things, purposely, for whatever reason, repeating to us that this isn't actually an MCU movie. Like, bro, we knew that. We knew that. You didn't have to try to hit us over the head. It's like you're trying to pacify yourself saying that. We know it's bad, but it's not even supposed to be over here with all the cool kids. So just let it do its thing. No. Y'all are terrible. This movie should never have been made.
Oh my gosh.
We
yeah.
we got we almost had a banger of a Batwoman movie, but they chose to shelve that, and this got released.
I
Absolutely.
was just thinking about that. Like, hold
The
up.
fuck?
Hold up, wait a minute. Oh man, but yeah, I'm right there. Yeah, this is right there at about a 2 out of 10. Not great. Just yeah. I don't know where they go with this. But as usual, we got just a couple trivia questions. I don't know if anybody's going to remember anything about this movie, but we're about to check it out.
I have
You know the
no
questions,
idea.
watch later. Put them in the comment section down below. What year did the movie open up in?
1978.
19 something.
Incorrect.
It was before she was born.
It was 1970 something.
Wait.
9, 7, 6, 5.
Well, 2003.
2003.
Yeah, 2003. I don't want to do math. I know
Oh.
2003. I think she was like 19 or 20 when she was in the ambulance when we first saw her.
How about
But,
this?
yeah.
Where did it open up?
When did what?
Where did it open up? Where were they?
Oh, in Peru.
Peru.
Peruvian Amazon.
Well, in the
Close
jungles,
enough.
yeah.
Give you that one. Why did Ben tell Casey they couldn't eat at the Chinese restaurant anymore?
It was a joke. It was oh my gosh.
I don't
What was
remember.
that?
I don't even remember that line.
You know that one? Put it in the comment section down below.
His
How
ex
long was
worked there or
Casey?
something?
What's that?
Was his ex working there?
No. It was a joke, though. You're right. You're on the right track. How long was Casey underwater before Ben fished her out?
10 minutes.
Incorrect. That'd be death.
No, yeah, it was.
I mean,
shorter
good
than that.
reason
What,
why
was
power
it?
is activated.
It's like 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Absolutely correct. You nailed it. Well done, you. What was Casey's O2?
Oh shoot! I almost want to say a negative number, but I don't remember correctly.
Oh, it
20?
happened. That was one of the deja vu moments. That is incorrect. You know that one? Put it in the comment section down below. What was Mike Epps' character's name?
Captain something or other. Captain such and such. Captain Day Day.
Hey.
Oh, this character was interesting. Then they killed him off.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Quick. What was the taxi number of the cab Cassie popped the plate off of? That was a deep dive, going too deep. That was just killing me because I was, like I said, it was like paper. It wasn't even a real plate.
I think I remember seeing a C on there somewhere. That's about it. Maybe an F.
What were the spider people called?
I don't remember the tribe name.
What were the spider people called? Put that in the comment section down below. What saying was on Anya's t-shirt?
Which one was Anya?
The one that her father got deported.
Ah.
What was on Anya's t-shirt? Anybody know that? Put it in the comment section down below.
I thought the fathers couldn't pay rent, and that doesn't be like, a reference to, Toby's not paying rent, but that whole time it was like the father was deported. I was like, damn.
I know, it got even more brutal with it. Where was the diner that the girls danced on the tables? Where was that?
I know there was a Britney Spears song, I can tell you that.
Okay, what song was playing at the diner?
Toxic.
Hey, there you go. Toxic by Britney Spears. We'll get one. What was the name of the diner?
Random Diner 22.
What was Casey's mom's name?
Elizabeth.
Know that one?
I was thinking Elizabeth too, but I don't remember.
That is incorrect. How old was Anya?
Laura?
No,
it wasn't Laura. Yeah.
How old was Anya when her mom died?
9.
6.
Incorrect. No, that question, put it in the comment section down below. What song did Casey wake the girls up to?
When the hell did she wake them up?
When they were all in the hotel room and we thought she was going to leave them, but she ended up there that was just a dream. She woke up and turned up the clock radio that was going off to wake him up, and there was a song playing. Anybody
I don't
know that
remember.
one? Put it in the comment section down below. What was Mary's baby's daddy's name?
I don't know. He didn't even made a damn appearance.
I was about to say, yeah. Did they even? Was he even around?
They
No,
named him.
because he's always like all over the place in his traveling because of work. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
They guessed his
He-
name when they were playing the what the baby's name was going to be. They guessed it. They said him Junior. And you go, he wishes.
Oh. Yeah. I don't remember.
Last but not least, how early was Mary's baby?
8 weeks.
A few weeks, wasn't it?
How early was Mary's baby?
8 days.
Or maybe a week.
Oh, gee, you know that one? Put it in the comment
Yeah.
section down below. Ooh, we had a
Committed
couple of them there.
none of this. Committed none of this to memory.
And why would you? Why would you? That's why we just flew through it, getting it done. That is going to do it for us. That was the old Madam Web. Yeah, nobody's favorite, but man, I tell you, that was a thing. And yes, thank you, AK, for all that you do. Oh man, amazing. Like I said, do not spend your money on this. Wait for it to come out, and then just have some fun with your favorite drink or whatever else you do, and just sit back and
Can I say one thing in closing? And DJ, you're probably not too worried about this, but I know it's a gripe that me and Phantom have. If I see this fucking movie on Disney Plus before they give me Cloak and Dagger, somebody's gonna get a very angry email from me. Somebody is gonna get a very angry email from me.
Oh, we got angry emails coming. What is this?
Get your shit together, Feige.
Unbelievable. Oh man, we're just gonna have to save it and wait for Deadpool to come out and save Marvel Jesus to come out and save the universe. Oh, it will be a thing. But oh yeah, that's gonna do it for us. I'm not sure exactly. We might be coming back with Shogun next Tuesday. Make sure you got the bell clicked and everybody subscribe so we know what we're gonna be doing. We'll get together and figure it out. And one way or another, we will be back on next Tuesday coming at you with another one. So I hope
Can I give
everybody
a shout out real quick.
Absolutely.
Sorry, just say if you are watching the Avatar show live action on Netflix, swing by the homies 1000 Eyes on One channel tomorrow. I'll be on there. We'll be talking about episodes 4 and 5. I think we're starting around 9, so come through.
Bada boom, bada bing. There it is. So be there for that. And we were going to be on again next Tuesday. So I hope to see each and every one of you back here next then. Hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here till we see you on the next one. Be easy, everybody.
Azkaban.